Buongiorno.
Yes, that is a word I now understand to mean goodbye.
Yes, that's entirely what it means. I think Italy might be my most visited country other than the UK now.
Does it count as visiting the UK if you live there?
My God, my phone won't stop going off. What, in Italy? Or the
No,
UK?
if we live in the UK, does it count as visiting?
No, okay, my most visited country, which is not the UK. It's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the thing.
but-
I think mine's either Germany or Greece.
Well, surely Scotland.
No, I'm not. I'm discounting it because I lived there.
Fair. Do you know what? I've never been to either of those countries, and I would quite like to.
What, Scotland?
No, Scotland. No, I mean, no. Yeah, Germany. I've never been to Germany, and I feel like I should have done by this point.
Yeah, well, it's very easy to get to from Belgium.
Well, I think that was proved quite quite extensively in what you might term recent history.
What they found was it's very easy to get to France through Belgium.
I think Belgium was a country which was created literally to put a border, like to put a buffer between Germany and France.
Yeah, so I mean, it's basically a fake country.
Yeah, sure. I just don't care at this point. I'm looking at a map again, which, as we found out, is dangerous because we should have started recording a little while ago, and now I'm just looking at maps.
Yeah, we started this call about, I think, an hour ago, and then we looked at maps for 45 minutes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I woke up from a nap, so that's good.
Have you ever been to Italy?
I haven't, unless you count Assassin's Creed video games.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. No, I really like Italy, so it was nice to go and see some of the nicer tourist spots of Italy with both of these shows.
Yeah.
Because what I really wanted to see was murder, arson, another murder.
I think probably another murder,
yeah,
a shootout, another murder.
Big old shootout.
And at this point, I don't know which of these shows. Oh, well, that's clearly Gomorrah, isn't it?
Gomorrah.
Yeah.
What?
I think I added an A in there, an extra one.
You're thinking of the popular Guardians of the Galaxy character, Gamora.
Yes.
Yeah, so Gomorrah. Okay. I don't know if I'm not sure if it's a straight adaptation or a continuation, or it's just related to the film that came out in 2008, which was fucking bleak. I genuinely think this is lighter. Like, it's a lighter TV show than the film, and that gives you an idea of how fucking bleak the film is.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is Italian Top Boy.
That's the thing, is I think it was a response to The Godfather and gangster films where gangsters are all in suits and, you know, in dark rooms smoking cigars and all that sort of thing, and what you realise is that the mafia is just horrible cunts.
Yeah.
Not the sophisticated business people that they would have you believe.
Yeah, but obviously, just in case any of them's listening, we don't think that. It's just how you're portrayed in the media.
I mean, you definitely don't like him, because, I mean, this falls under what, again, you term, foreign muck.
You can't see it, but I'm actually pointing at one of the leaflets from Wetherspoons.
The propaganda.
Yeah. No, it's just the menu. I want a woo-woo.
A jug. You want a picture of woo-woo.
Yeah. Honey Monster.
That was good,
I think it would give me a heart attack now.
Yeah, I think you should try some.
Well, I mean, speaking of people who could have had heart attacks at any point.
Hello.
There is so much crime in Italy. Like, there's shootings and arsons. Like, I think you're not even 5 minutes in where they're just like, yeah, we're going to burn this cunt's house down.
It did take me by surprise, that, particularly when it's just like, oh, they're just making a bit of dinner and they're sitting down and they're saying grace and everything. Then you see fucking carrying the petrol up the stairs and then setting fire to the fucking thing.
Yeah, but crucially, not killing him because I
we wouldn't have had a show.
Yeah, the thing I don't understand if they were trying to kill him or if they were just trying to scare him.
Yeah,
because that's not really clear. What I think, the impression that I got is that
where it drops us in, isn't it?
Yeah, which I half expected them to open the boot and there'd just be a body in there.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me actually. That, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's not the reason they're out and about. They're just like, right, we will deal with that when we get to it.
It makes it does make the crime seem very mundane, doesn't it? That sort of thing, like when they're just having a chat, when they're getting the fuel and putting it in the container and everything.
I think that's what a lot of these sort of more gritty crime shows do.
Yeah.
Is they make...
Just be like, look, this is normal for these people. And
yeah, they have to make it look a bit shit. Because they go, oh, look, they get all this money, but look, now he's dead. Yeah. You go, oh, well, what's the point?
There is quite a horrible bit in the film where... and it's kind of done in Kick-Ass. There's a lad who... It just, as I remember it, it just cuts to him, and he's standing in like, what's it called? You know, at the end of Greece when they race along the thing, it's not like an aqueduct, it's not a viaduct, it's that thing.
Storm drain.
You know that thing in GTN in LA where it's got like the ramps going down and there's bridges over it and everything. I'm
pretty sure it's a storm drain.
Is it?
They're just massive.
All right, well, one of them.
That's where all the water comes from.
And he just this guy just goes, right, you ready? He goes, yep, and he just shoots him in the chest. And he's like a 10-year-old kid. And he's like, fuck, you know, and it knocks him on his ass. And then after it, he gets up, and it turns out that he was testing a bulletproof vest. And it was fucking horrible. And then when they because they put the similar style bulletproof vests on towards the end for the shootout, I thought they were going to be doing something similar, but and maybe they do in a future episode, but. Yeah, they're not nice people. Yeah,
and weirdly, I think the sort of best showing of how sort of detached they are is when the boss's son's at the club, and he just starts talking to someone.
Yeah,
and then he has to get pulled away because he's like, "You can't fuck around here. This isn't our bit." Like, and then his bike gets trashed, which was obviously a shame.
I was gonna say painful to watch for you, was it?
Yeah, but the thing, like, there was a bit of me that's just like, I hope someone just kills him.
I've got a feeling he's going to be in it for the long haul.
I get the feeling I get the feeling he's being set up to be protagonist rather than a. Wait, no, protagonist is the good guy, isn't it?
You're thinking of...
I don't think he's going to be
Zero. Yeah, I think
he's going to be like his antithesis.
Yeah, because they're from the same family, aren't they? Those two. So I think it's going to split and diverge. And
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Zero turn snitch. I think that I get the feeling that that's sort of where it was angling a little bit. Especially now that his dad friend is dead.
What's his name?
Attilio.
Attilio, that's it. Attilio, sorry.
So I think with that, I think it either sets him up as he's going to try and break away or flip and rat on them. And then I think it's... The thing that I think makes a crime TV show good is where all of the characters have so many options, but they're all obviously going to continue doing crime. Because I've just come up like this. There's also the scene where they're in the tower block, and you see how they're doing all their drug trades and stuff. That reminds me, there's a lot of that in Top Boy, which I spent most of last week watching.
Yeah,
and it's weird to see it just be so paralleled, but obviously that's not what you expect from Italy. You expect Romans and stuff.
Running around fucking centurions, is it?
Yeah, I mean, my brain just went, what's in Italy? It just went, Romans.
I did like this. I just didn't like it as much as the other show we're going to talk about.
Yeah. There's nothing... The thing, that hour made me sort of go, cool.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. I totally know what you mean. I think I did pretty much the same thing. I did really like both the bosses. Like the... what's his name? Don Pietro and... what's the other guy? Salvatore Conte. I really like the pair of them. I want them to have a good old scrap at some point. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, also, how in the fuck he came out of that shooting at the coffee shop unscathed.
Yeah, it wasn't a particularly precise attack, was it? It wasn't... He just ran in and just started spraying. But then...
Yeah, and then tossed grenades
at the end. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Grenades.
Oh, those are some... They got missold grenades. But yeah, I guess the thing is with... I think you see it more in like American crime shows, where I guess countries that don't have a lot of guns, or don't have like as free range to train with guns, like the States does. Everyone's a bit sort of messy, and it's just a bit like, I have this to intimidate people. If I have to use it, I'm going to shoot something. Maybe you, maybe not you. Maybe you'll be fine, maybe you'll be dead.
Particularly the way in the shootout towards the end, when the two guys are they're sort of using the pillar as cover, and one of them keeps spinning around and he's firing from the hip, and I'm like, I don't think you're even going to hit the opposite wall like that. But yeah, I think you're right there for sure.
But I mean, I'm probably not going to watch any more of it. Partly because I watched it on Prime Video and I'd have to pay for more of it, but also because I'm not that interested in it. I think I could probably read a summary and be like, yeah, that sort of makes sense.
I mean, I did just read a summary, and there was a massive spoiler at the end for something that happens. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I guess I know that happens now.
Oh, yeah, I've just read the end of season 1.
Oh yeah, no, I read the end of season 3. Hang on, let me read the end of season 1. Oh yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not... I suppose a crime drama doesn't have to be unpredictable. It just has to be, I guess, interesting enough.
Mm. Yeah, it's a perfectly serviceable crime show.
Yeah, I didn't actually find the... Because I think sometimes with shows that you have to deal with subtitles on, because... As we all know, I struggle to read.
Yeah.
I find that if it gets a bit wordy, I sometimes struggle to follow necessarily what's going on. But I didn't feel like I had that issue with this. Like, I had it a little bit with Dark, where I was like, I'm trying to understand what's going on, but also read at the same time. I got through it, but...
It is funny how actually I had the same thing with Dark, but not so much with this, because Italian and Spanish and French are all sort of, the romantic languages. They do share a lot of the same kind of things. So I could get the gist of largely what was being, what was being said and everything.
Yeah. Whereas I don't have the brain for languages. So I never got very good at learning them.
Mm.
So it's just
they always
an absolute struggle.
I was lucky with that. Yeah, it didn't grip me as much as the Trial did, because I think the Trial actually it plays with structure a little bit more, and there's a bit more style to it. Where Gomorrah, I think, similar to the film, is just pointing a camera at the stuff that's going on, because it's the content of what's happening that's the shocking part, and the bit that you rely on for like an emotional response or whatever, rather than, hey, look at us intercutting between one person being interviewed by two different people, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which I really, really did like about the next one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose moving on.
It was a beautiful segue, wasn't it?
Yeah, but like we always do with segues, we point them out and we ruin them.
Yep. I think you have to. I think that's the rule.
Otherwise, no one knows that you've made a segue.
I was going to say, how could I know that you've spotted it?
You just start talking about something else, and it's up to me to follow, and nah. Don't do that, because I'm still reading subtitles.
Okay, yeah, the trial, then. Il processo.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
Yeah,
I really liked this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, what is the link between these two Italian crime shows?
Italian crime.
Yeah. It turns out they've got some.
Who knew?
But this has a lot less crime than the other one. This has arguably
a bit of crime.
One, maybe two crimes.
That we know of so far.
You can't tell at the end if that was a murder or a suicide. Both of which are crimes in God's eyes. So.
For sake.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I threw myself with that one. I don't know. Yeah, it's a
unbelievable
procedural show. But
yeah,
she's... So the thing that I did have to pause it and Google was how the justice system works. Because she introduces herself as basically a lawyer, but also seems to be more... I think she's a detective, basically.
Yeah. She certainly behaves like what we would understand a detective to behave like. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess if it's like a... There is a type of way that justice is run that I'm going to butcher, but some of them are more like the state pulls the crime and they do all the investigation as like a prosecution, whereas we kind of like I think ours is just like we think you did it. Here's
why we think you did it.
Like the police do all the legwork, but in some of them they don't always do. Some of them, the lawyers are basically detectives. That's the gist I got.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to sound like quite a strange thing to say, but it feels like a Netflix show, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I get it between these two shows, because one of them is Netflix, one of them is not.
Yeah.
I think you get more of everything in the Netflix shows. A lot of Netflix shows feel quite clean.
Yes, definitely. That's something that from the first shot where it sort of it pulls up and rotates, or does it go in? I can't remember, but it rotates, and that was exactly the first thing. Having watched Gomorrah and then cut into that, I was like, clean and light and good colours and that sort of thing. It absolutely occurred to me that.
But then I guess from like a storytelling point of view, is it not more interesting to put crime in somewhere that looks clean?
Well, I think it works.
Almost as like a juxtaposition-y sort of thing.
I think it can work with both, because, like you say, if you want to tell the gritty story that Gomorrah is going for, then have at it and use natural light and.
Yeah, I wasn't meaning to say that one was wrong and one was right. I meant that like, is that a way you can use the environment to tell the story? Yeah. As I'm giving you a chance to flex your degree here.
I mean, and God knows I need one right now. Yes, I mean, to me that would immediately suggest then that it's the colourful nature would the colourful nature of that environment would be false and fake, and actually under the surface it's not all sunshine and rainbows, for sure.
Oh, so what you're saying is it's a facade.
Exactly. It's you know how we were playing games the other day and you came up with pathetic fallacy. It's almost the inverse of that.
A fallacy pathetic.
A phallus.
Phallus. I mean, speaking of facades, she's
brilliant. What a great character. What a great idea. It's like, yes. Sorry, I've jumped straight across you. Go for it.
She's the victim's mum.
I know. Amazing.
Did you see that coming?
No, of course I fucking didn't.
Good. Because I, for a second, was like, am I dumb?
No, I thought that was such a genius touch. But to have it... Because there had to be a good enough reason for her not to leave. And I was like, I don't know if just like some random... just another murder is going to be enough for her. But then it's like, yeah, we know her quite well. Because I thought the pullback with the husband, where he's leaving, and you're like, I was like, okay, well, here's your cliche sort of, cops' partners leaving because there was just one goddamn case too many and they can't take it anymore. But then they get back in the lift and they make up. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like,
subverting expectations.
Exactly. And then bam! It's like, yes, that's our kid. But to have her sort of removed enough by being their child they gave up for adoption, because that's so much more confusing. Because if it's your daughter, that you just sort of raise and live with, then I imagine you feel a certain way. But when you've not raised that child, do you have the right to be as upset as the adoptive parents are and all that sort of thing? I think it's a fucking brilliant idea.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that reveal because I was like, oh, fuck. So, because at first I didn't fully clock. And then she goes to meet the husband. I was like, oh, she's doing an interview. And I'm like, but she's having a pint, so... And then they start talking and I was like, oh, two, Babby, normal Babby, definitely normal Babby.
It's definitely one to not lose your concentration when you're reading the subtitles, is it?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think for a crime like a show like this, I think having to read the subtitles is an advantage because it makes you pay attention.
Yeah.
Whereas if the show in English, you can be like, oh, God, Carl Urban's Cockney accent's a bit off the ropes. Like,
I'm looking at my phone. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but then with this, you look down, you're like, no, I don't understand. But then,
definitely,
for something to also then, while you're concentrating, because you've got to do reading, and you don't like reading, that's why audiobooks exist. Then, for it then to still surprise you, you're like, oh, fuck, because we've watched a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
It is really nice to have one that makes you go, oh, fuck. Like, we've watched films together, and when we've both sat there and gone, he did it. Like 10 minutes into a 2-hour film, and it's just like, well, yeah.
Or it's a case of watching the pilot episode of a 7-8 series long mystery show and going, it's that guy, and getting it right in the first episode.
Yeah, but what you didn't do was follow through and watch the whole thing to find out if you were right or not.
I didn't need to. I knew I was right.
Do you know, I genuinely wanted you to be wrong.
Of course you did.
I wanted to get to the end of it like, no, it wasn't him. It was someone that you never met in the whole show. It was the dad. But then, after she realised that she had a kid once upon a time that she gave away and then has since been murdered, she then, I guess, decides that she's going to do it, but she's got a deadline of her husband's got a job in New York that she has to leave for in 3 days. So she obviously misses that flight. Because I don't think
I think you would.
Yeah, but then I guess it sort of comes like she must have had that in her head. She's like, biologically, yes. Emotionally, no.
Emotionally, financially, mentally, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, but that's probably if you were with someone who had that sort of job where they're like, the job they're doing is catching murderers, you'd give them a break, wouldn't you? For like being like, if you do you want to solve the murder of that teenager, or do you want to come to New York? And you go, you kind of get it when they're like, I'm gonna catch the people who's killing teenagers.
Yeah. Particularly the one who murdered our kid.
Yeah. Well, I suppose the New York boyfriend isn't even aware that she's got a daughter, had a daughter. Because it's an ex-husband, I guess. Or partner. And then
wait, hang on, have I completely missed that? I think I've completely missed that.
Yeah, boatman and lift boy, not the same person.
Oh my god! Because when she looked at the picture of like on the Facebook and everything, I was like, I mean, they don't look that. I just thought they were.
They don't look dissimilar. Lady's got a type.
Yes. Okay, that does make a bit more sense now.
Yeah, because that's the thing. He would 100% get it if like he was like, okay, shit, you know, like we gave up for adoption that's dead now. You should probably find out who killed him.
Yeah.
But
although she can't let on, can she, to her superiors that she's got an involvement, because then it's conflict of interest, right?
Yeah, and then it's going to get more interesting, because I think that my rough prediction that I will find out if it's true or not at some point in the not so distant future is that she's going to get way too involved. Like she'll, and I think it's gonna spiral, and I think she's gonna kill someone. Also, I like that we haven't even talked about the people they think did it.
No, we're so invested in her and how interesting that setup is that we haven't talked about the other fucking guy.
Yeah, we've talked about maybe 20 minutes of the show. Because then of it, they do the normal police stuff, and they get like mobile phone records and texts and cell tower pings and do all the triangulation and find out where they were. And they're like, these two people were in the same place. He did it. And he just so happens to be the greatest singer in the world, apparently. No, he's a singer who's married to Monaco. And I was just like, wait. They have
not the whole country.
Yeah, he's married a country. I suppose it'd be marrying up, wouldn't it? Because if you're going to marry a country, marry a rich country.
Yeah. But the way that she manages to break down Linda. So Linda being the husband of the suspect, who, you know, it says he was with his wife that night. His wife does go on to say, yeah, he wasn't with me that night.
Yeah, but she's, I think, almost like, in that first interview, like the classic scorned wife, where she's like, well, if he's going to play away from home, I'm going to send him to prison.
Which is fair enough, I suppose.
Yeah.
If he's in a murder case. But then he turns
But then he's in a bath.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't end too well for him, does it?
I
can't remember, what is it his lawyer says that he was doing?
Not sure.
I can't remember, because right at the end of the episode, he's like...
Oh, he was with...
comes up with some reason as to why he was actually not there.
Oh, so I think it was they were running like a prostitution escort service.
That's it.
And I think there's a sort of implication that the dead daughter's involved. and possibly why she was murdered. I think sex cult, but I'm willing to be proved wrong.
Why do you always think everything is a sex cult?
I just want an invite. But obviously, because he's dead, and I think he was essentially covering up that he was with all of these like high-powered men, and corruption is rampant, and mafia probably. But because now he's dead, the suspicion falls back on his wife, who comes in more of like a I've come to play sort of attitude for a second interview, which is the end of the episode, and she's got the same lawyer who it seems like is either defending her because he feels he owes it to his dead friend, or to go up against
her.
Yeah, and I actually think it's more to go up against her than it is to help his his friend's possible murderer.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, but they seem to have like the first meeting between the two, like lawyer prosecutor, those two people. It's quite cordial almost. And I think there's a lot of this show is good. I'm going to watch the rest of it.
Yeah, I think I might even carry on with this one. It's that good.
Oh shit! So in about 3 years' time, you might see the 8th episode.
Yeah, 2026. I'll have watched all of it.
Yeah, and it came out nearly 3 years ago, so I don't think they're making any more of it.
Oh no, is it not? Originally aired in Italy 2019, released 2020. Yeah, it doesn't. Let's have a look. Il Processo, which is nearly Il Prosecco, which at least was very, very pleased with.
Yeah, but would you mind if they only made 8 episodes of it? If it's going if it's this good all the way through?
Yeah, if it's this good and it tells that one story, absolutely fine. Leave it there. Brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be like a web in here somewhere. Like there's going to be so many possible people, and it's going to go through so many layers.
Yeah,
and then it's going to turn out her dad did it.
That's the trouble, isn't it? Is that we said this with Broadchurch and Grace Point the other day. It's like, as soon as you go, someone's killed this person, we're going to find out who did it in the show. It doesn't matter within the confines of the fiction. Like, they can throw any number of MacGuffins in. Okay, so he was here at this time, they were here at this time. You already sort of make your mind up as to who you think's done it, and then just go, yeah, it's probably them.
Yeah, the trouble is, I always find it disappointing when I got it right.
Yeah, because you're like, I want to be wrong-footed, but not in a shit way, but like in a satisfying way.
Yeah,
like Knives Out.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want to be off the mark, but for something that you just didn't see coming. That when as soon as you see it, and then what you want is the second watch to be like you're watching a different show, where you suddenly see all of the things that you go, oh,
that makes sense. Yeah.
But you don't want the first read to be like, oh, yeah, they're obviously. Which I think is something that I guess because it's not like this sort of show. This show does that. I don't think there's going to be much subverting expectations in Gomorrah, but
no,
I don't think it's going to do what it aims to do badly. I'm just not going to watch it.
No, I don't think I'm going to watch it either.
Yeah, because if you want to watch it without reading, Top Boy. Until the Geordies get in, then you need subtitles.
Yeah, I really, really liked the trial. Gomorrah less so, but I definitely will be carrying on with the trial, I think. I know I say that a lot.
Yeah, you say it a lot, but you watched 24 one time. And you've watched all of Gilmore Girls.
That's true. At some point I'm going to go through a list and just see like which ones I actually have watched, like at least a series of.
That would be interesting. we can take a copy of the spreadsheet and we can color code it individually and compare who's won.
Yeah, I think you'll
do you want
better at all those.
Or do we want to just give me the trophy now without us putting any effort in?
Yeah, let's do that. You can take it. Here, look, I've got a silver go-karting trophy in my hand right now. You can have that.
Ah, thank you. I have a bottle of barbecue sauce on my desk, apparently.
That's really weird. Why?
I had fish and chips for tea, so...
Fish and chips and barbecue sauce.
I like barbecue sauce.
You are one fucking weird person.
The thing, I don't really like ketchup. If I'm going to have sauce, it's barbecue. I don't often have barbecue either, but...
Not mayo?
No, I don't really like mayo. It's made from eggs, and I don't really like eggs.
Fair.
I think it's because once someone told me that mayo was made from eggs, and I was like, I don't like eggs, though. I don't mind mayo. I wouldn't have mayo on its own.
Ugh. Chips and mayo. It's a must in Belgium.
Baconaise, though.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but next time
We've got an interesting one next time, haven't we?
Yeah.
I almost don't want to do it because I'm so bored of discussing the slap.
But we don't
and it's
have
still
to.
happening.
Yeah, we can just pretend it didn't happen, like
Yeah,
Will
let's
Smith's
do that.
doing, and talk about Bel Air and its
Bel Air and the
remodel.
Bell End. He's what is it?
Producer?
Matey boy who does the talk show. There's a guy who did a US talk show. That's it, David Letterman. I think
I was going to say
got Will
that
Smith
doesn't
on.
narrow it down.
Yeah, he's got a show on Netflix called My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, and I think he's done one with Will Smith. There's now
Post-slap,
4 series
I'm
of it. I might give these a watch, you know. So he's got Billie Eilish, Will Smith, Cardi B, Ryan Reynolds, Kevin Durant, I don't know who that is, and Julia Louis Dreyfus.
Oh.
That looks
Interesting.
like a
But yeah, we're
decent show.
doing...
I'm going to start watching this.
I guess it's sort of like a remakes, but... I think it's weird because it's going from a comedy to what seems like it's going to be a bit more...
Not
reals.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read any reviews for the new Bel Air, but
It's an interesting idea to suck the joy out of a show like that, but maybe it works. You know,
That's the thing, it might-
Maybe it works.
it is normally quite interesting to see two different interpretations of the same sort of base story.
Yeah.
But I hope
Maybe
we
it'll be
get to see Jazzy Jeff thrown out of a house. So
Yeah, but in this one, he lands on the spike and bleeds to death.
well, LA is riddled with crime. So yeah, until then.
Links it back to this one.
yeah. Now, can you imagine if we did a whole series
No.
where every show was linked in some way?
No.
Like, it would be the ultimate game of tenuous linking.